Hello, this is Leslie Ohnstad, founder of ColourArte, and we're going to go over some interesting facts about mica pigments, paints that have mica in them. These are some samples of some mica pigments that were sent to me. It actually comes as a mineral in sort of a flat, looks like a thin plastic that can be peeled apart. Okay, let's see exactly how it peels apart. This color's got kind of a green cast to them, and some micas are more clear than others. I'll put these that are off the table and have you take a look at this. See how clear this is. So what the mica manufacturers do is they have found a way to grind this material up, coat it with color. I'm going to see if I can't split this apart one more time. Oh, please. And then they will coat or adhere different minerals to the surface. I need glasses to do this. There we go, a little bit peeled off so you can see that this stuff keeps peeling off. It's a thinner and thinner by layer. So what they'll do is they'll coat this mica flake after they grind it with colors. One of the most common ones that we have seen in the market first was an interference color. Pearl sold this a long time ago. This is when I first fell in love with the mica pigments, and I happen to have a large tub of the interference green. And interference is kind of a confusing term. Most companies will sit and tell you it's a green pearl or it's an iridescent pearl because they don't quite know how to explain what interference means. But what it means is it interferes with the light, so you see the green cast before you see the color of my skin underneath. So that's what one of the interference micas looks like. Okay, I'll wipe my hand off there. I've got a gold here, and this is just one of those mica flakes, like I showed you earlier, with some iron oxide put on it. Now you'll notice that this has more coverage. It sits right on the surface and acts like a mirror. You can't actually see any color through it, but it makes beautiful golds. It also comes from a varying bronze, russets, any kind of color you can possibly imagine that would be in a metallic. They make that. Give me a second. I'm going to rinse off my hand here. Now there's another kind of mica pigment that's been around for quite a while that soapers have used in the industry. And when I say soapers, those are folks that make soaps, handmade soaps, and they need a mica colorant to do that. Now, this color that appears to be green, okay, is actually adhered with a wax. The color is adhered by a wax. It does give good coverage, okay, it's pretty ample coverage. It's a pretty product, okay, but if you dip your paper in water, add some of the mica on there, it's not really going to make a color. The wax is going to kind of resist it, but it's not bad. It's a pretty color and can be used for dry brushing. This is really an excellent product for dry brushing in the top of surfaces, but it doesn't exactly make a paint. Now, I keep saying making a paint. In 2002, let me get this out of the screen, I had an idea of grinding color and adding the beautiful shimmer of the interference that I used earlier, or little speckles of the gold or the copper or bronze like I had discussed earlier, and actually make a paint system to give the end user an opportunity to mix their own paint. And so we came up with these pigments. We did this beta test in 2002, and here it is 14 years later. And the difference is, if you put some of our pigments on the top of that, look what happens. It turned right into a color. And of course you can mix them. Oh, I don't want to get at this brush wet. You can mix them. Here's a little bit of a teal on the top of that. And if I spray it, you'll see how the colors mix together. So that is one of the things that makes the art pigments so unique, okay, is because there's actually color ground up into the paint. Very important difference between a regular mica pigment and the Primary Elements Arte Pigments. Okay, so what can I mix this in? That's a good question. I'm going to get a couple little placemats here just because I don't want to ruin my surface. But what can I mix this in? Yeah, obviously I can spray it with water, but all pigments need some kind of binder, some form of acrylic that they can mix in. So we've told several of our customers, you know, you can make your own glaze if you want to. I happen to like this color combination. So what if I wanted to make a combination of my own that had a little bit of both of those colors in it? I'm still going to take this same brush, even though this is really a brush we use for more of a splattering the pigments on a big canvas and wetting it down, and just a little fringe of this teal in here, okay? And I wanted to make a glaze. I put some of the glazing medium in here, mix this up. I just made a slightly more blue shade because I added that teal into this green. Oh gosh, that's absolutely gorgeous. I'm loving this color. See if I can't get this to paint on the cardstock for you so you can see that the Arte Pigments green definitely makes a paint compared to the mica pigments that have been designed for the silver industry, and they are very handy to have, like I said, as a dry brush product for some of your products. So this would be making a glaze. Pretty fun, okay, because I put it in a glazing medium. But what if I wanted to make a dimensional paint? On our website it says that you can use any water-based, water-soluble acrylic. Now, unfortunately, I have a gallon of this heavy gel medium. I don't have a little jar for you to see this on the desktop. So I'm literally going to take a palette knife, take some of the gel medium out of my gallon, and just so we can see the same colors, I'm going to fleck a little bit of my olivine in there. I have a good portion of that gel in there. I think I'm going to be doing a big piece here, I guess. And a little bit of this blue. I like that deeper shade of the olivine. And I have this on a piece of a placemat just to keep my surface clean. If I was working on a big project, I would be using a craft mat. I would not be wasting any kind of paint. But as you can see, I can mix this in the gel medium, and I've actually just made my own dimensional paint. That's kind of a light mossy green. It doesn't have that much olivine in it. Get a stencil over here and see if we can't stencil some of this color on to the stencil over here. So you can see how this paint works as a dimensional paint. What if I wanted that other side just a little bit darker? Well, I could add some of this Silks acrylic glaze that I've already put down. I wondered what happened if I used some of this darker silks that I had mixed earlier and brushed it through my stencil. It's the first time I'm trying to do this, kids, with both on here, but why not? Why not take some of this and brush this through so you can see the difference between the two. Set that aside, okay? Carefully grab the end and pull it off, and you have now made your own dimensional paint. Primary Element Arte Pigments can be mixed with a variety of acrylic mediums. I have a water-based polyurethane. Unfortunately, I buy everything from the gallon, so it's got kind of a yellow tint. You could mix it with 3D crystal lacquer, okay? You can mix it with pretty much any acrylic medium that you like. And coming out next week, we'll be having our solution. It's called The Solution. It'll be an acrylic wash that we have designed to use inside of the clear glass ornaments to mix 50-50 with water in your spray bottle, so you can actually have a fixative for the pigments if you want to do a splatter type of design on the canvas work that you're working on. Or you can make your own spray. Make your own spray color. Mix it 50-50 with water, put a little bit of color in, and you just made your own custom spray. This is Leslie Ohnstad signing off. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.